Waiting, I forget. Going live. Facebook is live. Yeah, we're on.
Give you a mic.
It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Hey.
Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. I'm Anastasia Palacios.
Good morning, TGIF. I'm Philip Simon.
And of course, it is our pleasure to be back with you on this, I'm calling it the final Freedom Friday. I'm not sure where we will be going from here in terms of lockdowns, in terms of free movement. And so certainly this is one to, I guess, celebrate before 7 p.m., the last day that we know with certainty that we are going to be free for some time. Phil, how are you doing this morning? Of course, we're celebrating the anniversary of Bahamas at Sunrise today.
Can you believe that? 1,914 shows brought to you on Bahamas at Sunrise. That's a lot, like they say. That's plenty.
That's plenty, plenty, plenty. 19 years. And before we go any further, I just want to congratulate you and Aubrey, obviously, who had the vision for this program and who took the steps to make it happen. It has certainly been a phenomenal ride. Of course, like you, I'm not the original host, so I watched the show. I watched the show growing up, and so to be a part of it now, some 19 years later, has been truly a blessing for me and a great opportunity to connect with Bahamians all across the Bahamas, really, but around the world who watch us on Facebook and who communicate with us and find different ways to download us and see where we are. And so really it has been a blessing to be a part of the show, and just congratulations to the entire team who make it happen Monday and Friday after Monday and Friday.
Let me tell you, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it, but God bless them. God bless them. So it's been another one of those weeks, man. I know I said it every Friday, it seems, but between, global events, this virus is ongoing in the Bahamas, the United States. Did you watch the debate?
I did not get to catch the debate. I've of course caught some highlights post-debate. Kamala Harris, being my sorority sister, of course our sorority chat is very busy with communications from her. And certainly the fly that arrived on Mike Pence's head has been making its round on social media as well. But based on the clips that I've seen post-debate, Phil, I can tell you that it certainly wasn't much better than the first one.
No, it was a yawner. I think certainly from her perspective, restrained, certainly professional. Listen, it doesn't move the needle, like people say, it doesn't move the needle, doesn't change anything. I think pretty much people are set in what they're going to be doing in the United States on November 3rd. I've got my own wishes for the outcome there. Hopefully at the end of the day, the Americans find a way to heal themselves and to unify themselves, because it's critical for the global environment.
Yeah, I certainly agree. And we've been seeing more and more of just isolation, like polar isolation in terms of the way that people around the world have been communicating. We've been seeing the divide grow for rich and poor. We've been seeing the divide grow in terms of just our ability to operate as a community. And I think, obviously, for those of you that would have watched The Social Dilemma on Netflix, I don't know if you've seen that documentary yet, Phil, but you should check it out. And it talks about the fact that we are now living in this cyber world that feeds us information that we want to know. So rather than us being in an open space or an open dialogue where we can exchange opinions, we continue to just kind of immerse ourselves in the same bubbles, hear the same rhetoric over and over again, and only speak with those people that agree with our opinions, which in turn polarizes us even more. So we have a lot of work to do, both in the US and then even here in our own country, because nothing can happen here without it turning into something political. And you can't have an opinion that differs without it being considered political. And so, yeah, we've got some work to do on our own, certainly this week, and the announcement of the lockdown leading to more of those types of conversations about politics. And so I hope that we ourselves are getting ready, because we don't know what's going to happen in terms of that.
Yeah, no doubt. And, at the end of the day, we always push this year, especially on Bahamas at Sunrise, be a brother's keeper. I mean, continue to be family. A lot of people are hurting out there. Just help where you can and continue to push in good faith. And you know what? 2020 will be over soon. I definitely hopeful of that. So the Access Accelerator of the Small Business Development Center is here. They're joining us this morning with 2 informative segments. By the way, it's also their 2-year anniversary.
It is their 2-year anniversary. I had the opportunity to work with them for over a year last year. And so I'm well aware that this is year 2. Incredibly proud of the team there and the work that they're continuing to do to just bring access to Bahamians everywhere. Not an easy task, but one that they certainly do incredibly well. So I'm looking forward to those conversations. We're also going to be talking with Dr. Stephanie Hutchison. She's talking about the Pink Elephant in the Room breast cancer series. And Water Mission International is here. They're going to be telling us about the work they've actually been doing in Abaco. And so speaking of Abaco, we've actually got the Abaco Business Outlook coming up on October 15th and 16th. And this is big, because obviously so much would have happened in Abaco since we were last able to do this. So many things still expected there. So if you're interested in learning about Abaco, what the future for Abaco looks like, opportunities there for business, there's an online webinar, and you may now register for it at tclevents.com. That's tclevents.com. We've got that Abaco Business Outlook coming up October 15th and 16th. Yeah. But before we get to any of all that good stuff that we've got planned for you as we celebrate year 19, we're going to turn things over to Godfrey Burnside with our first look at weather.
All right.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First in Insurance, today, tomorrow.
Thank you, Sarah, and good morning, Bahamas. In your first look at weather at sunrise, high pressure continues to be the dominant weather feature, while a mid to upper level trough will generate some unsettled weather over the southeastern arm of the day. As it moves towards the west, it will elevate showers over the central northwest Bahamas through the weekend. Today, though, a nice day over the northwest and central Bahamas, partly sunny, hot, and humid, with a few showers or isolated thunderstorm possible. Variable cloudiness, with showers and thunderstorms want to be coming heavy time over the southeastern island, the high temperature reaching 91, heat index 104. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with a few passing showers, low going down to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Some regional highs and lows across the Caribbean: Barbados 82 and 79, in Jamaica 81 and 73, in Trinidad 84 and 77, and the Turks and Caicos Islands 90 and 78. Across North America, Atlanta 78 and 65, in Raleigh 73 and 55, in Miami 90 and 80, in Dallas, Texas 81 and 68, and Toronto, Canada 64 and 45. Weekend outlook: expect some showers and thunderstorms possible the weekend with a nightly thunderstorm, calling for a mix of sun and clouds. Low temperature daytime will be in the upper 80s and low 90s at daytime, and the upper 70s at nighttime. That puts you up on your first look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Phil.
Thank you very much, Godfrey. The Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center has assisted micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises in the Bahamas with access to over $52 million in funding, $15 million via the Access Accelerator programs, and $37.7 million via its Business Continuity Program. So very happy and pleased this morning to have the Honorable K. Peter Turnquist, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, and Davinia Grant, Executive Director, Access Accelerator, SBDC. We couldn't have two better people in the, well, I was about to say again in the studio this morning, but certainly joining us here on Bahamas at Sunrise. Good morning, DPM. Good morning, Davinia. How are you guys?
Good morning, Phil. Good morning,
Good morning.
Yeah. You know, DPM, I was kind of just joking with you earlier. You're looking really good despite the circumstances.
Good genes. Yeah, thank my father.
But listen, this has really been an excellent program. You're 2 years into it, a lot of work, a lot of progress. What has been the government's what is the government's position and viewpoint of this program and the small businesses in the country?
So first, let me congratulate the Access Accelerator on its second anniversary, led by Ms. Grant. They've done a fantastic job in bringing to life the vision of the government to empower Bahamians, to put capital with good ideas, to produce wealth creation opportunities for ordinary citizens of the Bahamas, to help us to broaden the economic base and our vision for creating sustainable wealth for average ordinary Bahamians who before now had been locked out of this opportunity. We have made the largest investment in small business since independence. This year, we're even set to make a more historic investment in this sector with over $55 million. We have seen success from the initiation of this program, where we have been able to assist young Bahamians, not so young Bahamians, and even older Bahamians to be able to realize their dreams of business ownership through business plan development, through mentoring and training, and through access to capital. We're proud of the work that the team at the SBDC has done, and certainly we believe that as we look to the future, that this initiative will play a very significant role in helping us to further develop the country, particularly as we look at the rebound from this COVID-19 experience.
No doubt about it. And Davinia, I just want to echo the comments by DPM. You guys have been doing just a great job. In fact, it looks like you're all ready to work there, judging from the background. But just elaborate a little bit on how it's been over these last 2 years. Obviously, a lot of funding has been pumped into the program, how it's been used. You know, we're talking now about a youth development fund. You're talking about a universal preschool fund. So many different things that has been happening. You guys have been living up to your name, and you're just as entrepreneurial in your approach to doing the business that you do.
I think that's in full credit to the team, Phil. When we first started, I think I was the only full-time employee, and we may have had 2 or 3 part-time employees. And we didn't expect that to grow much in the first year. But, you know, in 2 years later, we're at 20 something plus employees, I think 25 full-time employees across the islands, and another 18 part-time advisors, and another 20 or 37 accountants that assist through the biker network. So, I mean, it's a pretty large operation, and everybody, pretty much everyone has one sole goal, and that's to help MSMEs to grow, to flourish, and to do what we expect them to do, keep our economy robust and resilient. And that can't happen with just a handful of people. So we're happy we have a dedicated team. They're all entrepreneurial. A lot of the new processes really came from within, you know, persons who are in here, they care about what we do, and they think about different ways that we could improve what we're doing. So that's the only way you could help as many people that we've helped over the years. So some of these programs, again, also came from within, and some came from the government. The preschool program, you know, I playfully say that, you know, we inherited that from the government. And once we looked at the data in the background, you realize that, you know what, this is something that is a game changer, because that's right after preschool, a little bit after preschool is when all of the stats for our education system begin to go south. And so if we could, from an entrepreneurial point of view, help our country solve some of those types of social challenges, then we're more than happy to do so. And we've created the framework to do that. On top of the structure that we've taken the first 2 years to build, now we have a machinery that we can use to target certain things that we realize need to be focused on in the economy. And that's like youth development. You know, we always say the stats about youth unemployment. Very soon, we hope to be pushing out a lot of stats about youth entrepreneurship. And we expect the country to gather behind this initiative. We're looking forward to partnerships with Junior Achievement. I think you and I both have very fond histories with Junior Achievement, and we expect to keep that relationship or develop that relationship in whatever way possible. So there are a number of programs on the table with respect to the government's mandate for us over the next 12 months or 9 months now.
No doubt. I mean, you're hitting the nail on the head. Obviously, if we want to impact the future, we have to also impact our young people where they are today. But speaking about today, Minister, so many things have happened over the last, 15 months or so. We talk about Dorian, we talk about the COVID-19 pandemic. This has all been so devastating. I mean, I can't find another word, particularly to small businesses. And the government, of course, has put in place a lot of different programs, and of course, through the SBDC as well. Do you see this continuing in this framework, especially given the most recent pronouncements and the fact that we are now back into a period of restrictions?
Sure. We have probably spent somewhere around $37 million so far on business continuity support to help small and medium-sized enterprises through this very, very difficult time. We recognize that it has not been business as usual, and a lot of our small businesses have been struggling to try and keep the doors open and maintain their state of readiness to be able to restart once the economy is open. We have budgeted again for the period October through December to continue this program. Again, recognizing that the virus has not been brought under control to the extent that we thought that it might be by now. And of course, as you mentioned, the Prime Minister's had to announce some additional measures to try and help us to get it under control. And during that period, we appreciate that there are going to be additional challenges for our small business community. And so we will do the best we can, of course, resources being what they are, to continue to assist with continuity loans, with grants through this period to help them be ready for opening and to maintain employment as best as possible.
Davinia, as we kind of run out of time and close the segment, can you elaborate just really quickly on how that business continuity loan program is going to work? And then, of course, people always want to be in contact with the SBDC. Let us know how that can happen as well.
Okay, so the first thing I want to say, individuals who would have started their application before we put a pause on the disbursements, this would have been before June 15th. If you've already begun an application, but you had not gone through the approval process, your access to the portal has been reopened since yesterday. Please go ahead and reconnect with the financial institution that you would have been working with. And we're going to be moving ahead with processing those applications with a specific focus on the small and micro-sized businesses in terms of a priority. And as funds allow, medium companies will also be allowed funding. And so that's the first thing with respect to the business continuity. There's a business continuity 2.0, since we like to add numbers to programs. It's called the Economic Recovery Program. And in that program, it's a little bit different. There's access to grants, there's access to equity, and there's access to microloans and then guaranteed loans. Guaranteed loans obviously are the larger ones, and microloans tend to be a little bit smaller. But what I want to focus more so on is the fact that we're looking at targeted types of either companies or initiatives. So we're looking at persons that want to take advantage of the shared economy, that's like the Airbnb vacation rental type opportunities. We're looking at persons doing anything with respect to tech. That's whether you're a tech company or whether you need technology to improve what you're doing in any type of business that you're operating. Persons looking to do value-added processing in the fishing and farming area. We find that there's a lot of wastage that we're still aware of. And if we could help persons to be creative and create new products on top of those things, that would help our economy during this period of time in particular. We definitely want either energy companies or energy efficiency companies or companies looking to improve their energy and efficiency in their businesses. reach out to us, access some funding to assist you with that. And lastly, anybody focusing on any type of manufacturing, please, these are the things that we believe can give us a better chance of pulling ourselves out of the situation that we're in, so that when a new world sort of settles in that new world, we're stronger, we're smarter, we're more resilient.
Excellent, excellent. And of course, all of this information can be accessed
at our website, www.accessaccelerator.org. I'm really not going to try to spell that at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Listen, Minister Davinia, thank you so much for always being available to the country. Continue to do the excellent work that you both are doing for our national development.
Thank you so much. You continue to do what you're doing with JA. Very, very productive program that has helped so many people understand the concepts of business. Good work.
Excellent. Thank you so much. The Honorable Peter Turnquist, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance. He's keeping that here black for as long as he can. And Davinia Grant, Executive Director of the Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. First response. How can I help you?
I've been in an accident on West Bay Street. Can you send someone to help?
Yes, ma'am. A first response team will be there in 15 minutes. Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine, but a bit upset.
We're glad you're not hurt. Please, try to relax. Our team will take care of everything as soon as they arrive.
First Response provides immediate on-site service and support from the scene of an accident through the claims and repair process. And it's free to all Bahamas First insured drivers in New Providence, every day for any type of accident. If you drive and want first response on your side, call 321st or visit bahamasfirst.com for the name of an authorized Bahamas First agent. First response can't prevent an accident from happening,
but it can certainly ease your mind when it happens.
What started as a local insurance company with humble beginnings has grown to serve an entire region. Colonial, Atlantic Medical, Security and General, and NEBA are now unifying as CG Atlantic. Though our names have changed, our founding promise remains the same. We are still the company that has always and will always put people first. A new name for a stronger future.
The sports we play depend on the health we build. So let's stay healthy. Wear a mask and practice social distancing and hand washing to protect yourself and others. Remember, COVID-19 is not a game.
A public service message from the Bahamas Olympic Committee.
Hearing about crypto assets but want to know more? The Securities Commission of the Bahamas can help. What is a crypto asset? Crypto assets are digital assets that are validated by a global network of computers instead of a bank. Are cryptocurrencies legal tender like the Bahamian dollar? Crypto assets, including cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, are not legal tender. The Securities Commission of the Bahamas supervises and regulates the securities and capital markets. Our mission is to protect investors like you. Are you crypto curious? Find out more at scb.gov.bs.
back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Well, you are well aware by now, October is the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and our next guests are sharing valuable knowledge and information at the Pink Elephant in the Room Breast Cancer Webinar Series. Joining me to talk about it this morning, I'm very happy to welcome Dr. Stephanie Hutchinson. She's a clinical psychologist, and Dr. Devanya Bonham, who is a physiotherapist. Ladies, good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to have you both with us. Of course, talking about something that has seriously impacted so many lives. You know, the stats, we know how high we rank as a nation in terms of breast cancer in the world. And so really important to have this conversation this morning. I'm going to start with you, Dr. Hutchison. What was the motivation behind the Pink Elephant in the Room series?
The motivation was to begin to have a conversation around topics that we don't normally hear about during Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The talk is always about survivorship and the positive aspects of that, which are very important. But I think there are pieces of the conversation and the experience that's missing. And so these seminars are a way to kind of train the spotlight on those topics and just give a more broader perspective of the different experiences that breast cancer survivors and thrivers may face.
Okay, and I think, of course, a very important conversation. Now that you mention it, when I think about some of the conversations we've had around this, you're very right. They all seem to be very on one thing. So it's good to know that we're broadening those topics as
Exactly.
What are themes and speakers for those various days?
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
What are the themes and speakers for those various days?
Well, our first session was last Sunday, October 4th, and Dr. Gregory Neal spoke on reconstruction after breast cancer. And so there was a very impactful session where he just shared about the different options and procedures that women can avail themselves to in terms of not necessarily having to go flat, and they can have either implants or their own tissue in terms of reconstruction options. This coming week with Dr. Bonami Lee, we'll be talking about lymphedema management, and lymphedema and its management, and she'll share about that in a minute. On the third week, we'll be talking about when cancer comes back, breast cancer recurrence, and those who live with what we call metastatic disease. So it's not as if it's curable, they just live with it and have it managed. And then, of course, the last week is what we generally talk about, celebrating the survivors and thrivers.
Excellent, excellent. Wonderful topics. You know, you think who've struggled with this, and you can only imagine that these are the types of resources that they wished were available to them, especially maybe about 10 to 20 years ago when so many more people to the disease. Dr. Lee, I want to find out you now more about this presentation on lymphedema management. What will people be getting from that?
Well, I'll be giving a talk about management, but also about the relevance of breast cancer. So the incidence of breast cancer in the Bahamas, as well as the risk associated with breast cancer related lymphedema, and then the physical therapy management. So, you know, try to make it a sort of a whole picture as to why this topic is important.
All right. And what is lymphedema management?
So lymphedema, of course, is the swelling of the lymphatic system. It's an accumulation of lymph. And the lymphatic system is at a disadvantage because of breast cancer treatment. There are other factors, of course, which interfere or influence the issue regarding lymphedema. But really, we're talking about your body not being able to process fluid. And as a result, you have this swelling and this building up that's very difficult to manage on your own. If you are diagnosed early, it's relatively easy to manage. And so with regards to staging of breast cancer, getting treatment early and also reducing your incidence, I mean, it's something that can be very valuable if we catch it early. However, with lymphedema, it's important to be able to encourage patients, because this is a lifetime management that they're going to have to engage with. It's not just one done. It's really kind of a long-term vision in terms of self-care and management, which can make it very difficult to perceive in the beginning.
Okay, wow. You know, cancer is just so multifaceted, and I think for those of us who have been blessed enough to not have to deal with it, you cannot even imagine the many challenges that these cancer patients must deal with. And so these series are so important. one, for people that have cancer, but also for caregivers, for friends that want to support them, so that we know what it is that they're going through. Quite interesting. Dr. Hutchinson, what do you hope is going to be accomplished overall in terms of your overall vision and goal for this educational webinar?
Well, the overall vision is that there's more awareness of the broad experiences that cancer patients can face and some of the lingering after active treatment issues they deal with, and just sensitize people that cancer experience it's very broad, and just make it easier to have the conversation, and that people know that there's so many options available for what they may be going through.
Okay, all right. And Dr. Lee, for you, what are you hoping that people will get from your presentation that will kind of for them as they move forward?
Just like Dr. Hutchinson said, I mean, patients who have undergone breast cancer treatment, the diagnosis of breast cancer, and then are also diagnosed with lymphedema, they're going through a lot emotionally. So even if we have a little bit more awareness and we're, better able to communicate with each other regarding the diagnosis, that would be really helpful. It also helps patients being able to communicate with their physicians, with their surgeons. Knowledge is power. And so by empowering our audience, we are giving them even more information to kind of reduce their incidence and risk.
Excellent. Well, I'm sure people want to get signed up for this. Dr. Hutchinson, can you give us the dates and the times so that we can make sure that people are really there, are willing to discuss this pink elephant in the room?
Okay, it's every Sunday in October. So that's October 11th, 18th, and 25th. And it's at 4 p.m. Zoom session. I'm looking for the ID right now. I'm looking for the ID right now. It's 349. I know that's the first numbers. Why am I blocking on this? 349. Okay. All right. 349 054 9239. And this week we worked out the kinks, so we should be live on Facebook as well, so people can check out the Pink Elephant in the Room Facebook page.
All right, excellent. Well, ladies, we want to thank you so much for joining us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise. Just thank you for the work that you're doing in this space.
Thank you. Thank you.
So just grateful that you have taken the time for those of us that may it go very, very well.
Thank you. Thank you.
For joining us.
Thanks.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Hearing about crypto assets but want to know more? The Securities Commission of the Bahamas can help. What is a crypto asset? Crypto assets are digital assets that are validated by a global network of computers instead of a bank. Are cryptocurrencies legal tender like the Bahamian dollar? Crypto assets, including cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, are not legal tender. The Securities Commission of the Bahamas supervises and regulates the securities and capital markets. Our mission is to protect investors like you. Are you crypto curious? Find out more at scb.gov.bs.
What started as a local insurance company with humble beginnings has grown to serve an entire region. Colonial, Atlantic Medical, Security in General, and NEBA are now unifying as CG Atlantic. Though our names have changed, our founding promise remains the same. We are still the company that has always and will always put people first. A new name for a stronger future.
Welcome back to the show. Today we are celebrating the 19th anniversary of Bahamas at Sunrise. We've created a highlights of some of our favorite and most memorable moments from over the years. Please join us and enjoy this trip down memory lane.
Good morning. Welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. I'm Gabrielle Fraser.
And I'm Romuald Ferreira.
We're here to help you get your morning started the right way. And of course, we have Chef Edwin Johnson there, and some of the faces that we might not know. Well, there's Dwight hiding in the back there, one of the producers of our show. We gotta know Dwight Strawn. You know, we got Margaret, Nikki, Carrie, everybody here this morning.
Gonna miss you.
Yeah,
but you're not retiring. I mean,
no, anytime you want me to come back.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, I don't know if you remember you talking to Miss Aubrey now, so I don't know if that.
Yeah, Miss Aubrey will always call.
Oh, yeah.
Concentrate and focus on my lessons right away. Excellence, it has a look. Excellence, it has a look.
Which is your favorite?
Well, I love the back, I tell you. There you go.
That's your favorite?
There you go. I love the back.
Okay.
And I love the color.
Do my spin? Let me see. Do my spin?
Hi. Phil, you are just, I mean, you're just coming out today.
When we say curtain time is 8 o'clock, that is 8 o'clock punctual.
Yes, not Bahamian time.
I don't believe in Bahamian time. There's no such thing as Bahamian time.
It's when we cross the line. The British chairman of the race committee, well done, Bahamas. Now, is that something to hear in Tokyo? That voice coming across the British land. Yeah. Well done, Bahamas.
Freedom is good. Right. And like my late father said, light is good, but too much light will blind you. Right. And I think in many instances in this country, because we were able to govern ourselves, we have too much light, and so blindness, myopia, has sort of gripped us. But I see the best is yet to come.
You know what? 3 years on television is a big deal.
Continue to fight and march on, Bahama land. Oh, march on, Bahama land. My people, raise your flags to the ceiling, yeah, yeah, and march on, Bahama land.
I'm gonna try to hit the bullseye. On the board or you?
Mike.
No. All right. Here we go.
19. This is the best show on television.
Who said he is sweet? Who said he is sweet? Tell him coming down to me. Let's go. What? Watch this.
I looked at you.
I found a dream.
And you're free diving, you need to be extremely comfortable. Free diving, you need to be comfortable with your breath hold, you need to be comfortable maneuvering in the water. If you're scuba diving, same thing. You need to know your equipment. You need to know how to scuba dive properly. You need to have experience doing that.
And today I feel good knowing that, you know, I have something that can potentially outlive me and be an inspiration to other creators and entrepreneurs in our country. And to see the love and support from Bahamians here, it's gratifying, it's humbling, and it's more than I could ask for.
Spirit. You want to see this Rasta rapping? My spirit
told you that, eh?
tell you that. And now I'm on the show.
Now you're on the show.
All right. I must highlight there are 2 women here, by the way.
2 women.
Yes. So you men.
Female intuition.
And you see these different geometric patterns here that are beautifully designed. She's got some boobs, but they're held in beautifully and looking good in this. I mean, and she is working it. I tell y'all, it's August Monday. If y'all ain't wearing this, y'all ain't wearing nothing at all.
So what we all try to do as much as possible is to just reassure people that it's going to be okay. We're going to get through this, and just be calm.
But the good thing is me knowing that you're not shedding virus just means that it's okay for you to get on a conveyance with other people and travel. But it doesn't mean that you're not going to shed virus at some point.
I cannot wait for the day to come when And her love feels just like my favorite song. And there's no question if it's right or wrong.
What is it that you're going to be doing?
Well, I decided to do a simple ice cream base, and I just incorporated Vitamalt with a little sea salt and Guinness with a little bit of burnt caramel.
Okay, Guinness with burnt caramel and
Yes.
Vitamalt with sea salt. He's
Yes.
fancy, he's fancy.
House of Assembly, I would say, best describes it as being a stationery and gift brand. So we sell greeting cards, thank you notes, and then we also have our larger products such as clutches, pouches, and tote bags.
Okay, Mark, this is how we catch crab here, Andres. Well, you just put your foot on it, hold it back, hold it down, and take it up in your hand. Way to go.
I have a new profession.
We've never missed a show, and everybody's truly committed and passionate, and we're just so thankful to our audience.
Welcome to Doctors Hospital. As the Bahamas reopens, we at Doctors Hospital have been hard at work preparing for the new normal. The health and safety of our patients, associates, and others entering the hospital space is ever paramount and shapes the experience as you enter our facilities. All persons entering the hospital will be COVID screened, which includes a temperature check and a few short questions. There's also mandatory hand and shoe washing stations upon entry. Masks are required and can be provided if necessary. To further limit contact, Doctors Hospital has launched a concierge service that allows for pre-registration, a hospital itinerary, in-car waiting, and a navigator to guide you through your visit. Our pharmacy is now offering curbside pickup and delivery services for prescriptions as well. Social distancing markers are placed around the facility, and scheduling for imaging, including CAT scans, mammograms, and 3T MRIs. Laboratory, including our new same-day COVID-19 PCR testing, rehabilitation, and other services, has also been adjusted. Doctors Hospital is here to serve you with the same quality and care that you've come to expect, even as we enter a new normal. Now, more than ever, Doctors Hospital continues to be trusted and best care now. Isn't your health worth it?
Our world has changed. Many businesses have been closed for months with little or no access to their customers until now. Rev Media can help you remain connected to your customers. Our trusted customized advertising packages and personalized consultants will provide your business with immeasurable support during this challenging time. Your customers are already watching. Rev Media can help you to remain connected. Call us today. Let us help you.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Thank you for staying with us. We're at the halfway point. I'm Anastasia Palacios.
And I'm Philip Simon. TGIF to you.
Indeed, indeed. Friday it is. Lockdown it is. that kind of takes some of the energy away from me, Phil. But you know, it is what it is. 19 years. What a interesting look back. Love seeing Gabby and Ramal, of course, who started the show as the original host. And Rumi had a little mustache bear thing going on back then, Bradfield. I don't know if you noticed that.
Of course, how could you miss it? Especially based on what you see today, man. I think we've all evolved over the years. Some of us have gotten a little bit older than others.
Yeah, certainly. It's going to be interesting in, God sparing life in the show, another 5 or 10 years, seeing the clips of us, what we look like then, what we will look like in the future, should we be allowed to continue on. So congratulations again to the entire team and to everyone that served throughout these roles, the fill-in host, all of the guest hosts, everybody that comes in, of course, you that continue to watch us. It really has been a joy. 19 years, a wonderful celebration.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And we're still doing it even today. We've got John Conway of Water Mission International. He's one of our speakers next week for the Abaco Business Outlook. He's going to be here to kind of give us a preview of what he'd be talking about.
Excellent. We're also going to continue with the SBDC. Of course, they were excellent in the first segment with you, the Deputy Prime Minister, and Davinia Grant, who is a phenomenal executive director there. We're going to be talking with two of the more teammates who are more intimately involved in the process day to day. Nicholas Higgs joins us, as well as Tamron Isaac. So that's going to be a great conversation. We want you to stay tuned for. Before we get to that, though, we're going to take a second look at weather with Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. First in insurance, today, tomorrow.
Thank you, sir, and good morning, Bahamas. In your second look at weather at sunrise, we take a trip around the tropics, and you're still watching Hurricane Delta, a Category 3 hurricane this time, and is headed towards Louisiana. Should make landfall sometime in Louisiana later today. At 5 a.m. this morning, Hurricane Delta was located near latitude 26.9 degrees north, longitude 93.7 degrees west, some 200 miles south of Cameroon in Louisiana. Delta is moving towards the north at 12 miles per hour, winds now 120 miles per hour with higher gusts. We expect some weakening of this hurricane before it makes landfall later today. Then we're watching a tropical wave located 700 miles southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands. This system has a 20% chance of development as it moves westward at about 15 miles per hour. Elsewhere, tropical storm formation expected during the next 5 days. On the local scene, high pressure continues to be the dominant feature, while a mid to upper level trough will generate some unsettled weather, mainly over the southeast of Bahamas today, moving across the central Bahamas by tonight into tomorrow, and over the northwest Bahamas by late weekend. For in your marine forecast, winds today east to southeast of 10 to 15 knots, 2 to 4 feet over all areas. Then on Saturday and Sunday, those winds will be southeast to the 10 to 15 knots, 2 to 4 feet northwest Bahamas, east to southeast of 10 to 15 knots, 2 to 4 feet over the central and southeastern islands. Your tides. Low tide 7:09 this morning. Next high tide will be at 1:40 this afternoon. Low again this evening at 8:16. Sunset 6:49 this evening. Rising tomorrow at 7:06. UV index 8. Your water temperature 83 degrees Fahrenheit. Honeymoon phase last quarter. Your extended look. Look for sun and clouds. Severe cloudiness over the weekend with some showers and possible thunderstorms. Mainly by the afternoon hours. Temperature daytime will be around the 90-degree mark at nighttime in the upper 70s. As that puts you up on your front look for sunrise, I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Godfrey. Well, the Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center is back with more on how the organization is continuing to serve its clients through this pandemic. Joining me now, I'm so happy to welcome these two outstanding people. Nicholas Higgs is the Deputy Director, and Tamron Isaacs, who's a Senior Advisor with the SBDC. Gentlemen, lady, good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. So nice to be here.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you both with us. Nicholas, I'm going to get started with you. We kind of spoke with the Deputy Prime Minister this morning, and of course with Davinia Grant, who is the Executive Director. So we have a general understanding of what the Access Accelerator is. But if you want to add anything to that, we'd love to hear that from you. And then to learn from you more about the Access Accelerator itself and how it was affected and the process was affected during this pandemic.
Thank you for that question. So most importantly, the SBDC is going through a transitionary phase. And with this transition, we were actually developing this pre-pandemic, but it actually coincidentally just aligned perfectly with the pandemic to help us. We wanted to create a program in which entrepreneurs can develop their businesses, be trained and advised online, because we found that entrepreneurs were working 9 to 5s and overtime, or sometimes they're working traditional jobs and working on their entrepreneurship goals in the evenings. And so our training times were in the morning or during the daytime. And so we want to develop a system where we gather data better, disseminated data better, and train persons better. And so what we found was our relationship with the Zoho One platform and Udemy. The Zoho One platform is a full customizable and a full encompassing platform that allows us to gather and maneuver data of clients, whilst Udemy is an online learning platform. And so clients can then learn, train, be developed, and disseminate the data through the platform.
Okay, excellent. Learning, training, all moving online. Obviously, in the plans prior to the pandemic, but certainly the pandemic would have accelerated this for the Access Accelerator. When you think about the pivots that you guys would have had to take given this pandemic, and it's not just the pandemic, you guys have been in demand for a very long time. You came out of the gate with people wanting your services. That demand certainly increased. You had to deal with the hurricane last year. Again, there's this demand for your services. Tell us about some of the things that you guys needed to do in order to maneuver and shift things around. And your time.
So Tamara, I'll let you take that one.
Sure. Well, as you said, the demand was not created by the pandemic. The pandemic just really emphasized the need to speed up the utilization of online platforms. So just to give you an idea, we'll have thousands of people waiting at any given time. And when you have human-based face-to-face classes and you have 18, let's say, advisors, those are also people with face-to-face meetings or even virtual meetings, you are left with a finite equation, right? There's only so much time that you can create to schedule clients in a day. So we saw the need to serve more people. And then, like you said, with the hurricane, we also had to create new programs. And so you have new programs, you need to serve more people, and we needed to find a way to do that. So we looked at how can we process people faster, a larger amount of people, and then how can they independently move through the program, not necessarily reaching the roadblocks of other people's time or needing to schedule an appointment. And so Zoho and Udemy, and just to note, Zoho is a total organizational integration, even though we're just talking about the client interface here this morning.
Okay. Now you said something that I really wanted to kind of go back on and focus on. You talked about the fact that now clients could be more hands-on. They themselves could lead themselves to the process a bit more now that you're using this new interface. So can you kind of tell me now how clients can take more control of the process for the organization now? And then has the time frame changed the clients get responses in? So for example, I knew when you all first opened and the demand was incredibly heavy, you had to go through this class process. You guys have kind of put that online now, so that does not have to be a factor that's blocking someone from moving forward. Then you had to do business plans, submitting of invoices. There was a lot of work that had to be done, and that had to be done with an advisor. And then you had to wait on the banking system. So this could take a lot of time. Has the time frame changed? And then how are clients now more in control of this process themselves, rather than waiting on someone to just kind of follow them through?
So originally, it was heavily focused on the face-to-face. I met my advisor, we spent hours together, you're writing in live plan, we're going over this, we're developing it, I'm asking you a slew of questions, and this is weeks, months, and months. And now the online platform, you have your trainer online. So you're now writing your business plan, perfecting your financials, looking at the viability of your business online. And so this allows you to do it in your own pace. And so I'll let Tamara speak heavily towards how the actual process works and the timelines expected.
Okay. So the trajectory goes that you will receive your invitation to Zoho, then you will fill out a questionnaire where we'll get a lot of information. And even that used to be a phone call previously. Yeah. So now you fill it out and you upload all these documents that you were waiting for your advisor to scan. And so you do that. We have some assessments involved in the process just to see, where your weaknesses are, what you need. And again, the assessments are timed. So that would take you probably about between 20 minutes to an hour, depending, because the way you answer, and these are all computer algorithms, obviously, the way you answer certain questions might take you on a certain path. But you chart that path. And then once you're out of the assessments, that's when you're really setting your own pace. So once you get to what we call SBDC University, which is the class section, you can, if you have all day, which some people do now, and unfortunately, you can just spend your whole time and knock it out in a week. And then if you want to draw it out, you can. But I will put a note right here that you can't take forever, meaning there is a fine. So we'll put a time on it, which will be about 3 to 6 months, depending on what the program is. And then you will start getting notifications, hey, you have not engaged with the portal. And so eventually we will send you a final notice, and we'll work with you on that. So we won't just pull your license, but it is to note there that you can't take a year because you are taking up a spot.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I mean, certainly seems like a lot of growth since we would have spoken to you guys last year around this time. A lot of process improvements taking place, and so we want to thank you for that. Nick, any final words that you want to just share with our entrepreneurs, maybe how they can contact you, or even just words of encouragement as they continue to maneuver through this pandemic?
With the pandemic has really pushed entrepreneurs who already wanted to push themselves further or to take the leap to finally have to take the leap. Now is the best time. And with this online platform, everything is in the grasp of your hands. It's up to you and your grit to make the decision on how you want to execute this and grow your business. And so we can be contacted at accessaccelerator.org, accessaccelerator.org. Our phone numbers are 604-1051, 604-1051.
All right. Well, thank you both, Nick and Cameron, for joining us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise. Thank you for the work that you continue to do for our Bahamian entrepreneurs. And of course, that means the Bahamas overall, with a significant impact on the economy. So we're grateful that you joined us, and we wish you all the best. Thanks again.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
The COVID-19 pandemic demands the most modern techniques and highest standards of sanitizing to ensure the safety of schools, businesses, churches, and the ones we love. Treeline Divine Professional Sanitizers offers state-of-the-art electrostatic technology, providing maximum efficiency and coverage to protect your environment and preserve your health against mold and 99% of bacteria and viruses, including COVID-19. With pricing to match your budget and standards to meet your highest expectations, we invite you to contact us for a free analysis of your weekly, monthly, or single-use needs. COVID-19's impact is strong, but our commitment to restoring your safety is even stronger. Treeline Divine Sanitizing. Spread confidence.
One thing, two things, blue thing, all things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right, and in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Welcome back to the show. In the past 13 months, Water Mission Systems have produced over 1 million gallons of safe water to affected populations on Grand Bahama, Abaco, and the Keys. Here to tell us all about that, and we welcome him to Bahamas at Sunrise, is John Conway, Disaster Response Manager at Water Mission International. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Well, thank you. How are you, Simon?
Not bad at all. Looks like already a very good day over there in Abaco.
It's a really nice morning. Got a break from the heat. Cool this morning.
Excellent, excellent. So just tell us a little bit about who is Water Mission International and the role that you guys would have played immediately after the devastation of Hurricane Dorian.
Sure. So Water Mission International, we're a Christian engineering nonprofit that builds safe water, sanitation, and hygiene solutions in developing countries and disaster areas. And since our founding in 1998, we've served on 5 continents and 56 countries. And we maintain permanent country programs in places like Honduras, Haiti, Mexico, Peru, Kenya, Malawi, Uganda, Tanzania, and Indonesia. And shortly when we came into the Abacos, days after Dorian hit, we saw an immediate need for safe drinking water. So we took action, mobilized, and started setting up our system. And since we've been here, we've gone from reverse osmosis machines to trucking water throughout the mainland to setting up hand washing stations in response to COVID-19. And now we're working on this solar project in these schools for rainwater catchment. It's more of that build back better and resilient, not just better, but resilient.
Well, that's excellent. I mean, obviously, and you said it. I mean, we went from Dorian straight to COVID-19, and the battle continues. What's next? I mean, is it Abaco Sunny Waters? Who are your partners? What's next in this whole entire process?
Sure. So we have numerous partners. Water Mission has strategic partners with people like Grundfos, SunPower Solar, Parker Hannifin. Parker Hannifin donated a lot of these reverse osmosis machines, and the Abaco Sunny Waters project. That's a pretty big system. This is it's built to provide 25 to 33% of the daily water demand on solar power alone. So Grundfos donated the inverters and pumps so that we can establish a power blending system. So, this is the biggest water system on Abaco, which is located in Marsh Harbor. And this will, it'll allow the next time something major happens that, the option of solar or grid power or generator backup power. So, we don't have to worry about, the water going down and not having access to safe water.
Yeah. So obviously a lot of redundancy has been built into the approach of restoration.
Yes.
Yeah. Talk to us a little bit about what the WASH program is all about and how that benefits Abaco.
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
WASH program, WASH.
Yeah, so the WASH program is the Water and Sanitation and Hygiene. Okay. So how that works is, when the NGOs come in after a disaster, we all meet together and we assess what the needs are, wherever that could be. It could be a landslide, it could be flooding, it could be a hurricane, earthquake, whatever it is. We all gather together and determine what the needs are and how we can help each other out. And then what our organization brings to the table. And then we just go from there. And it's really how each organization supports one another. For instance, like last night, I needed fuel. There's a nonprofit, a Bahamian nonprofit, Idea Relief, supplied the fuel for us. So we're always helping each other out. Samaritan Purse is a big one as well. They're helping with the trucking operations all throughout Abaco. So yeah, that's what the WASH sector does. We all come together to help each other out.
Yeah, no doubt. So next week you're going to be speaking at the Abaco Business Outlook. What's your topic? Just tell us really quickly what you'll be focusing on.
Well, my main focus will be on the Abaco Sunny Waters project, as far as how that, that being the prime example of not only building back better, but building back resilient, and how solar is it's a huge benefit for the islands, and then also when it comes to the schools, the importance of using your you have the rainy season, so use that to your benefit. Some of the stuff that we're doing for the schools in the area.
Yeah. Well, listen, looking forward to that next week. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure speaking with you this morning.
You as well.
All right. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We've been with John Conway. He's the Disaster Response Manager at Water Mission International over there in Abaco. We'll be right back.
Well, thank you for staying with us here on Bahamas at Sunrise. We hope that you enjoyed the show and that you're going to make it a wonderful weekend, right, Phil?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of information, this show as always. And of course, this weekend, I think it is a lockdown weekend, right, Star?
You don't know. You think it's funny that we're still imprisoned each weekend because Bahamians can't control themselves?
If you don't laugh, you're going to have to cry, right? I mean,
The story. I just, you know what it is? I don't mind. I mind, but I don't mind for the greater good. I just hope it has the impact that we're seeking it to have. That's all. I'm really just hopeful that it does give the impact that it needs to have, that it does decrease the numbers, that we get to see, less death, that there are less people being infected daily. And so I just hope it works, Phil, because it's getting old. So I hope it works.
yeah, no doubt about it. Well, listen, everybody, you continue to be encouraged, no matter the circumstances.
Indeed. We'll be back here on Monday, holiday Monday. It had so many name changes since I've even been alive. I think it's National Heroes now. So National Heroes Day on Monday. We'll be back with more. You all be safe until then.